Okay, folks, I thought I'd do kind of a first impressions review of this Benchmade mini Adamas because I don't think I'm going to be keeping it, and I'll explain why kind of in the video here. So, really cool looking knife. Aesthetically, it's gorgeous. It's got good contouring on the scales. It's not a slim knife, but it's not really chunky either, I would say. We'll compare it to kind of the Spyderco Bodacious. You can see it's a little bit, probably like a hair thicker. Not by much though. So yeah, really nice. I like the kind of deep carry style clip here. You're still gonna have a little bit of handle sticking out of your pocket, but that's okay as far as I'm concerned. Got the axis lock here. You can flip it open. I'm not gonna do it because they're not gonna be able to see it anyway because I'm kind of zoomed in here. But it is pretty smooth. Needs to be broken in, I would say, a little bit, but it's still smooth. Yeah, I've got, I think it's a 3 1/4 inch blade on this one. So it's not as big as I thought it would be. I was expecting the blade to be a little bit bigger. I didn't really notice in the videos, but the handle to the blade ratio is kind of, I don't know, it just seems a bit funny. It seems like the blade kind of looks too small for the knife. But I guess that's kind of what folders tend to kind of look like sometimes. When we fold the knife down, the tip does go right to the bottom. So I don't know, it's kind of confusing for me. But it might be just the way the blade flips up. Just makes it work that way. Really cool looking knife for sure. I got the CPM crew wear on this one. Yeah, it's really good. Something I don't really like about this knife already is the first thing I did when I got it is I went and cut some cardboard. So let's cut some cardboard and I'll kind of show you what's going on. Alright, so I'm going to do my best to cut this cardboard without cutting myself and still show you kind of how this thing cuts through cardboard. So it's not, I have to fight a little bit to get through the cardboard. It doesn't kind of fly through the cardboard. I have to apply quite a bit of pressure. It does still cut through the cardboard, no doubt. But, for me, a pocket knife like this, like a flipper, is one of the huge jobs of it is to break down cardboard. I usually use them for kitchen prep, breaking down boxes. Yeah, really whatever comes up. But I mean, honestly, those are the two big things I use them for. I might use them for a little bit of feather sticking to get a fire going. I might use them for cutting zip ties or whatever. But yeah, I think the problem is the blade is too narrow. So what I mean by that is if you had more depth to this blade or more height to this blade, if it came down just a little bit further, you would get a lot more time for that blade thickness to taper down to the edge. It's got a fairly thick blade on it. And then you also have this kind of I guess it's still technically a high saber grind, but it's not that high. So then you're only tapering from here to here. So I think that's what causes the issue. And so I honestly think I'm not really going to use this knife because I'm not going to enjoy cutting cardboard with it. And I'm sure somebody in the comments will be like, "Oh, man, cuts cardboard perfect. You're just a wimp," or something like that. But you know what? That's my personal preference. I just find it's not a slicey knife. And it was never really made to be a slicey knife. So it's no fault of the knives. Just I was thinking it was going to be a bit more slicey than the full-size version. So yeah, that's my initial impressions of this knife. It'll probably be the final video I make of it, but it's a very nice knife. Seems very high quality, and if it's up your alley, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching.